Bonjour tout le monde, bonjour, bonjour, bienvenue au cours de français communautaire. Je m'appelle Prof Léo ou Monsieur Léo, doesn't matter. Et je voudrais vous accueillir. I would like to welcome you to Community French. Bienvenue, bienvenue. Bon, bienvenue au cours de français communautaire. Et comme j'avais dit, je m'appelle Monsieur Léo. Et si vous avez des questions, euh, mettre-les dans les commentaires. Put them in the comments, please. Bon, très bien. Now, if you can see from the title, we're doing faire et les expressions avec le verbe. So, faire is one of these verbs in French that's very important. When we get into the verb, we'll learn what it means and so forth. But faire, you can attach a bunch of expressions with it to mean something new. So that's what's cool about this verb. So like you can attach another partitive, and then that means like to pretend or to pay attention or stuff like that. So it's really interesting. It's an interesting usage of the verb faire. So yeah, so that's what we're going to do today. It's going to be mostly just like a vocabulary, a little bit of grammar, and then I'm planning for Thursday to have a lecture. A lecture. Bon. Now, before we get started, I'm going to ask you two questions. Mes deux questions que je vous demande tous les journées. En fait, c'est ça. Quelle est la date aujourd'hui? Quelle est la date aujourd'hui? Bon, so this is our little formule. Ça, c'est notre formule. Aujourd'hui, c'est mardi, le 8 décembre 2020. Répétez après moi, s'il vous plaît. Répétez. Repeat. Aujourd'hui, c'est mardi, le 8 décembre 2020. Très, très, très bien. It's very important to know how to say the date in another language. Because if you're somewhere, I don't know, you're in another country, if you're in a French-speaking country, and you don't know what day it is. It's very important. This is a formula that they always use. You can just say, aujourd'hui c'est mardi, aujourd'hui c'est... You could say, quelle est la date aujourd'hui? Some people will just say, excuse me. Some people will just say, c'est mardi. They don't put aujourd'hui because you know that today is today. Bon, et l'autre question que je vous demande, c'est ça. Quel temps fait-il? Quel temps fait-il? Temps est pluriel. Quel temps fait-il? Et nous répondons comme ça. Il fait gris, chaud, froid, humide. Il pleut, il y a du brouillard, il neige. What's the weather like today? Ah, ok. Bonjour, bonjour. Aujourd'hui, il fait gris. Et il fait froid. Oui. Yeah, non. Deux journées passées, il y avait du neige. Ou il neigeait. So, les deux journées passées, so the 2 days before, il neigeait. Il neigeait. I'm using the imparfait here. That means that it snowed. If I want to describe something like gris, chaud, froid, humide, I change fait, which is in the present tense, to faisait. So, les deux journées passées, il faisait froid. Il faisait humide. Il pleuvait. Pleuvoir is to rain. Très, très, très bien, tout le monde. Now, let's get started. I'm going to put this ticker up right here. Lire ensemble, read together. So let us read this together. I'm going to put my little box right there. Bon. Ok, très bien. Donc, grammaire. Grammaire, le verbe faire. We've looked at the verb faire in previous classes that I have instructed, but going forward, faire is a very important verb in the French language. You can attach a bunch of constructs to it to make it mean something totally different. So we will look into them today. So first off, we're going to learn how to conjugate the verb. We're going to have like a little récapitulaire, like we're going to have like a little brainstorm, or like a remue-ménage. Remue-ménage means a brainstorm. So let's look it up together. So faire means to do or to make. Let's memorize the conversation together. Repeat after me. Répétez après moi. Je fais. Je fais. Tu fais. Tu fais. Très bien. Il, elle, on fait. I'm attaching the on subject pronoun too. On fait. Nous faisons. Nous faisons. Vous faites. Vous faites. Ils, elles font. Notice that I'm not pronouncing the S. French, there's a lot of consonants at the end of words that are not pronounced. Just know that you have to memorize. Font versus fait. So listen to how I say il, elle. There's no difference in pronunciation. Just the only difference to signify is that this is singular and that's plural. So that's the key. Très bien. Now, since we know the conjugation, we know that faire means to do or to make. But when we attach it with different constructs, it could mean something different altogether. So if I say to you, fais attention, or fais attention, I could change it to il, elle, fais attention. Très bien. That means, actually no, fais attention. Oh, excuse me, oh mon Dieu. So, if I say to faire attention is in the infinitive, meaning the most simplest form of the verb, that means to be careful or to pay attention. So if I said to you, fais attention, mon ami, you're going to fall, vous tomberez. I said, you're going to fall. Très bien. Faire les, how did I say it like that? Faire les devoirs. Faire les devoirs means to do homework. We learned that this word, this noun right here, les devoirs, means homework. Luckily, I never assign you guys homework in this class, but my other courses that I teach, I do assign homework. I like to assign homework. I'm pretty, I believe in homework. So I would say to my students, aujourd'hui, faisons les devoirs. I said, today we'll do homework. I'll usually leave like 10 minutes at the end of class to do homework. Wait. Oh, excusez-moi. So, faire les devoirs means to do homework. Faire du sport. Faire du sport means to play sports or to do sports. We know the verb to play in French, don't we? What is the infinitive of to play? Jouer. Très bien. But in this context, when you attach faire du sport, that means to play sports in general. So that's why I said earlier that if you attach something to faire, it means something different. Faire de la musique. Faire de la musique. Now the reason why we have du sport and de la musique is because this is partitive articles, and also musique is feminine. La, you need the definite article la there, while sport is masculine. So you put de plus le. Excusez-moi. De plus le equals du, because you cannot say faire de le musique. That doesn't flow. You need de la musique. But I know you need du sport, de la musique. Très bien. That means to study or to play music. Faire un voyage. Faire un voyage. It means to take a trip. You don't say prendre un voyage, to take a trip, or you don't say aller en voyage, you don't say to go on a trip, you say faire un voyage. Faire un voyage. Très bien. Faire une promenade. Faire une promenade, to take a walk. You don't say prendre une promenade, prendre, to take, that's the infinitive. Or you don't say aller une promenade. No, it's always faire une promenade. Promenade is the the noun itself of walking. So, oh my gosh, excuse me, I can't stop yawning. Promenade. That means like to walk. So like we say in English, I'm on the promenade or something. It's a French word. Très bien. Faire la cuisine. Faire la cuisine. It means to cook. You could also say cuire, but cuisine. Faire la cuisine is more. Je fais la cuisine pour ce soir. I'm cooking for tonight. Faire la vaisselle. Faire la vaisselle, to do the dishes, or to put the dishwasher on. Faire le ménage. Faire le ménage, to do housekeeping or house cleaning. Et finalement, faire les courses. Faire les courses. Pour cuire. To go shopping, to cook. Très bien. And lastly, faire semblant de plus infinitive. So if you have something, faire semblant de plus infinitive. So for example, that means to pretend to do something. So I could say, je fais semblant de chanter. What does that mean? If you know what that means, please put it in the comment section below. Je fais semblant de chanter. Oui, je fais semblant de chanter. So that means I pretend to sing. So I could be like this, like, I'm not gonna sing for you, but I could like lip sync, and that means that I'm pretending to sing. So je fais semblant de chanter quand je fais comme ça, you know, stuff like that. Like yeah. So that's funny. Yeah, very good. Très bien. Now we looked at the verb faire today's class. Le verbe faire. It means to do or to make. We looked at the conjugations. We looked at je fais, tu fais, il est long, fait. Notice there's no difference in pronunciation. Nous faisons, vous faites, ils font. This is an irregular verb. Yeah, this is an irregular verb because we learn that RE verbs follow a certain suit. SS, nothing. ONS, EZ, ENT. This doesn't follow that. It starts off like an IR verb. IS, ISIT. But then when we get to the new form, it doesn't go ISS, ONS. It doesn't go like that. ISSEZ, no. ISSENT, no. So it goes, these are just irregular. So the key is just to memorize this. You won't see any other verb in French that looks just like this. You won't see anything that ends in, like, you'll see for other irregular verbs, they'll end in sont ou font ou vont. But other than that, no. And then lastly, we learned about expressions avec faire. Les expressions avec faire, faire attention, faire les devoirs, faire du sport, da, da, da. If you want to make this into the command form, we change it to tu. Fais attention, toi. So pay attention, you. Fais les devoirs, fais du sport, fais de la musique. You can change it to a command, like you do this, you know. These are expressions. So expressions are key in when describing something. And lastly, we learned another formula down here. Faire semblant de plus infinitive. What is the infinitive of a verb again? It's the most simplest form, right? So chanter, danser, nettoyer, to clean, parler, to speak. So faire semblant de da da da. So what I did is I made up a sentence. I said, je fais semblant de chanter. Très bien. It means I pretend to sing. Très bien, tout le monde. And that's all I have planned for today. I hope that you enjoyed the lesson today. I hope that it was helpful, and I hope that it was fun. That's the most important thing. Fun is key when learning a language. So yeah, so that's all I have planned for today. Ça, c'est tout que j'ai planifié pour aujourd'hui. Je vous verrai ce jeudi. And lastly, I will see you this Thursday. And lastly, before we leave, actually this was today, but I'm still gonna talk about this because we'll still have La Charla coming up. La Charla, that's an event, $5. You sign up at rolalang.com. It's like a conversation group that we do at rolalang.com. If you haven't already, if you're not one of my students or something, please take a look at rolalang.com. We have tons of resources, tons of activities, worksheets, all that good stuff. We also have a page dedicated just to my colleagues and myself. You can learn more about us as teachers of Rola. And yeah, and hopefully I would love to see you in one of my classes coming up. You know, myself and my other talented colleagues, we run classes throughout the year. And unfortunately, we would love to meet in person, but with the epidemic going around, it's safe to do it online. So yeah, so please take a look at rolalang.com where we have tons of resources and stuff like that. Every time I make a lesson like this, when I lesson plan, it turns into I make a worksheet. My colleague makes I make the worksheet, and then my colleague turns it into the worksheet that goes on the internet. So that's a really cool thing. So please take a look at that, and you can see all my past classes. So if I did a class a while back on something that you're not sure of, please take a look at that document. So bon. So that's all I have planned for today. I hope that you will have a great day today. J'espère que vous passerez une belle journée aujourd'hui. Et je vous verrai ce jeudi. Au revoir tout le monde. Au revoir. Et ciao ciao.